Hello everybody, I am not dead yet, and today I am reacting to Dr. Mike, who just recently announced the debut of his YouTube boxing career. According to him, he has been boxing and fighting taekwondo and stuff for 10 years, and he decided to fly down to go see Ryan Garcia as well as his father and have them both assess him to see where he's at in terms of boxing skill. And apparently they both were very impressed with him, with Ryan Garcia even saying that he could take on both Logan and Jake Paul in one night. So I am here to see if he impresses me as well, where his skill level is at, and honestly speaking, with such high praise from Ryan Garcia as well as 10 years of experience, that's a lot of time doing the sport. I have some very, very high expectations for him.
Golly.
I've been boxing for 10 years ever since my mom passed away, and it's been such an incredible outlet for me. Watching all these YouTubers start boxing has reignited my passion for the sport. Let me show you how hard I've been training.
That's really great, honestly speaking. Like, as much as I criticize the YouTube boxing kind of show and flash, it is nice to get people more interested in the sport. Okay, I have a few issues with what I just saw. Even just that one combination there. If we slow it down, can I slow this down? Okay, watch. Look at that. Look at that. His hand is down by his nipples. And so when you have your hand down like that, you leave yourself open for an overhand right counter. And as well, I would tell him to bring his elbow, you can't really see, his elbow up more on his hook. Right now his elbow's more like this, so if it connects, you have the possibility of the fist stopping and the elbow continuing forward, which puts a lot of strain on the elbow. You do not want that. It also takes away power. You want to kind of go up and down like this, which not only pushes the chin to the floor, but allows you to come over top. And again, if we stop it here, you can see, look, his right hand is down by his waist. And that was literally just a two-punch combination. Now again, I'm not trying to be too overcritical here, because again, he's a doctor, he's not claiming he's the best boxer in the world. These are just simple tips that I would, you know, kind of give him, is get your hands up a little bit more, make sure you're returning them back to your head, and when you throw that hook, elbow goes up. He's a little stiff on his movement, but honestly not terrible.
It's time to see Ryan Garcia. Thomas, what do you think?
10 years in the game with Mike. More ready than ever.
What's the expectation?
I think you're gonna get a B+.
Okay, so you expect that I can do something?
Yeah, but sometimes expectations just don't work out.
Exactly.
Don't have expectations, guys.
Yeah,
we're gonna see right now.
That's very true. You know, everyone's got a plan to get punched in the mouth, but he doesn't look terrible. He does look like he has some experience, and he does look like he knows how to move at least a little bit.
You ever used the gel?
No, this is some new stuff.
Oh, that stuff's really cool. So what that does is it helps absorb impact on your knuckles, and so that you don't bruise and hurt your hands. I use those. You don't necessarily need those special gels. What I do is, you know those beer can cozies? Yeah, use those, cut them up into, you know, a square that covers your knuckles, and they work just fine.
Maybe start off with the jab real quick. The key to boxing is the jab.
You're basically setting up your opponent for that right knee.
I'm trying, like, I can't give a really good assessment because of the camera angles and the way the camera moves. It's super blurry as of yet. So there's not a whole lot I can say right now.
This is your killer shot.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Twist your body. Boom.
Okay, there we go. You can see it. As he's throwing his hook, he drops his right hand. Again, hands up.
Yeah, you heard? That was it. Dr. Mike, looking good. That was good. So on my channel, I do the punch tracker challenge, where we see how many punches you could throw in 10 seconds. Dr. Mike is actually gonna try that out right now.
This challenge doesn't really mean a whole lot. I mean, it's basically just how hard you can sprint. I wouldn't put too much emphasis on this because throwing a bunch of 1-2s in succession, as impressive as it looks, is very different from what you would do in the ring. So as kind of fun as it is to see how many punches you can get in 10 seconds, it's really more of a novelty than it is anything, at least in my opinion. Especially considering the fact that with this, you're not really worried too much about form. You're not going like this. It's just like... So again, again, more of a novelty, but still interesting to know.
102! 102!
Let's go!
Listen.
so you know, Ryan's got 106, Jake Paul 92, Addison Ray 86, Logan Paul was 102, so you tied Logan Paul.
This bag is made for you to work on your timing, precision, accuracy.
I'd say his hooks look a lot more like
See,
slaps
some
than
head
hooks,
movement.
but again, those
Yep,
types of
yep.
bags are tough to really
There you
land.
go.
He's doing
Play with
decent.
that,
He's
play
doing
with that.
decent. His
Your
slipping's
opponent,
decent.
Fake 'em.
Obviously not to the level of someone like Ryan, but like
Ryan Garcia gets them, they're gonna
good,
hit him.
good. Again, I'd say get his hands up. He keeps his hands down here by his chest, and when you get tired, your hands drop. So if you keep your hands up here, they usually drop to about here. Keep them here, they usually drop to about here, and if you keep them here, they usually drop to about here. So again, I'd say get your hands up by your head. Having your hands low is a way to conserve energy, but it's really something that I would only recommend to really advanced people.
Dr. Mike was probably the best one I've seen hit the cover bag for the first time ever.
For the first time, yeah, that actually was really impressive. You know, he's doing really well. He's not amazing, but it's clear that he has experience.
Cardio is the most important thing you need in boxing.
If you don't have cardio, all these punches will not come alive. And no matter how strong you are, it doesn't matter.
I agree with that. Honestly speaking, it's really debatable, but I've said that cardio either is or almost is more important than skill, because you can be the best boxer in the entire world. A lot of good that'll do you if you can't even keep your hands up, if you can't even throw a punch. You need to be able to have the cardio to actually use the skills that you practice.
Explode. Think about explosion. Yep. Nice.
Double your jab.
Nice. That look good. That look good.
He kind of paws his jab, where he kind of goes out and it drops, and then he comes back and he's kind of pawing it. Some people do that. There's reasons to do it and not to do it, but for someone who's a relative beginner or intermediate, unless it's a integral part of his style, like he uses it to throw out, catch the lead hand, pull the lead hand down, and then fire off a counter, I'd suggest just straight in, straight out, because pawing it, not only does that take energy, but again, when you're bringing it down, you leave yourself open to a counter.
You won't know when he's gonna switch. It's like working out with no finish line. Just gotta hope that it ends. Right. Yep. Yeah. This is meant to sprint as hard as you can on each one.
What these drills are essentially made to test your sprint endurance as well as your ability to deal with lactic acid. I practice this in a similar manner with weights. I just hold weights and just punch, you know, for however many minutes. And then to kind of help deal with the burn in the shoulders. That's really what they're doing here.
That's what I like.
Dig deep, Dr. Mike, dig deep.
Push. Come on, man.
His uppercuts aren't that great there, but I do attribute that to him being, you know, not Ryan Garcia, right? And him being very tired. It's all just arms, and he's kind of going up. Like, normally you'd want to kind of get into the swing of it, but again, he's getting tired, and that's usually what happens near the end of drills like that.
I'm gonna say here right now, he beats any YouTuber.
What? Okay.
Do you think he beats Logan Paul?
Him and Jake on the same night.
I appreciate
Let's go,
that.
baby. Let's go.
I do think that he's a lot better than most of the YouTubers that I've seen in the YouTube boxing space, but as much as I'm not a fan of Logan and Jake Paul, they are decent. I think it would be an actual decent match between the two of them. From what I've seen of them, at least. I don't want to 100% say one side or the other. Logan and Jake obviously have a little bit more experience, and experience can be real killer, especially if you know what it's like to just take a shot and recover from it. Mike is very inexperienced right now, but with a little bit of experience, yeah, I could see him going toe-to-toe and even beating the Paul brothers. It really just, right now, I say they're on relative equal footing. In fact, with the Paul brothers with a little bit of an edge just due to their experience. So that's the video. Good job, Dr. Mike. You not only exceeded Ryan Garcia and his father's expectations, but mine as well, as if I'm on the same level as those guys. But, yeah, I originally thought this video was going to be kind of massive clickbait and, you know, just another YouTube boxer overhyping himself. But no, it seems like Dr. Mike knows kind of what skill level he's at, and he's just kind of accurately... His assessment of himself was relatively accurate, so Good job. If you ever happen to stumble across this video, hopefully you could take away a few tips to help you improve. And until next time, remember, only the strong subscribe. I'm not dead yet, and if you aren't either, there is always a tomorrow waiting for you. If you want to support me, all my links are down below: PayPal, Patreon, and affiliates. Thank you to everyone who supports me, and until the next one.